I'll go into Blue's story another time.
Well, this is another time. Pokemon Lore with Crazy, because I'm crazy for Pokemon Lore. I'm honestly really excited to talk about Blue. There's a lot to go into, especially with how many appearances this dork makes in the games. Games that include, but are not limited to, Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pokemon Crystal,
Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green,
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and last but not freaking least, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Those are just the main games. However, considering Blue debuts and has most of his development in Pokemon Red and Blue, along with the remakes Fire Red and Leaf Green, I'll tackle all of that. As introduced to you, or as I may refer as the main protagonist, Red, Blue is the grandson of the Kanto professor, Oak. Red and Blue were childhood friends, however, Blue grew meaner while growing up. When Red chooses a starter, Blue chooses one of the remaining starters with the type advantage. Early Japanese media shows Blue's starter to be Charmander, while some more recent media has shown him with Blastoise. He's also commonly depicted with an Eevee, which later evolves into one of its 3 Cantonian evolutions, Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon. However, it's a bit blurry about what's canon and what's not, so I'll leave that with you to decide. Blue constantly battles Red throughout the game. He's his rival. That's his role. His goal is to be the greatest trainer alive, along with being ahead of Red, which Blue typically is. Blue is the only rival to become the champion before the player. Blue managed to beat the Elite Four and become the champion himself. Yes, he holds the champion chair when you go to battle the Elite Four. He beat you. He technically beat Red. Until he didn't. Red promptly takes him out of that chair pretty quick, apparently before Professor Oak could arrive to congratulate Blue for becoming the champion. I'd assume 15 minutes to a whole hour that Blue had been the first champion of Kanto. Essentially, to 11-year-old Blue, he was beat by his rival despite his efforts. In the end, he was a champion for 15 minutes and didn't even get celebrated. Not to mention that Oak scolded him for not caring for his Pokemon. Instead, Oak congratulated Red. This obviously frustrates Blue. However, he comes to change in later appearances. Moving into Pokemon Gold and Silver, along with its remakes Heart Gold and Soul Silver, after Giovanni left his position as a gym leader after the Team Rocket debacle, Blue took over his gym. He wanders a lot, leaving his gym unoccupied, making it hard for challengers. However, when you do meet and battle him, his dialogue comes off as less of a smell-you-later jerk. He's softened, to say the least. He is one of the few characters we see fully grow up in the series. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, along with its sequels, quote-unquote, Blue is a faculty member at Alola's battle tree. Apparently, during this time, he also made enough amends with Red to run it with him. I guess him and Red needed a vacation in Alola for a bit after the mountain situation. His most recent appearances in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee reflects close to what I said about Blue earlier. When the player beats Team Rocket and forces Giovanni to resign, Blue takes over the gym as Giovanni's replacement. Either way, Blue is another fascinating rival to me. He's the first to become the Kanto champion, then fails to hold that position, which ultimately forces him to face reality and change himself. He was a stuck-up, pain in the ass who'd bother his rival ruthlessly to later amend that relationship enough with said rival to go to another region and battle alongside them. There's also a lot regarding Blue in Pokemon Masters, however, I will keep that in my comments if anybody asks. In simple, Blue gets a lot of focus on his character and ultimately becomes a mentor figure. Whew, that was a lot. That's Pokemon Lore with Crazy. Let me know who you want me to cover next in the comments. Bye!